Once upon a time in a bustling city lived a young man who was known for being extremely shy and timid. This young man always avoided talking to people unless absolutely necessary. But not only that, he also struggled with severe stage fright. Even when he had prepared well for a presentation, he would still break out into a cold sweat at the thought of standing in front of an audience. Everyone at his office teased him mercilessly, calling him names like scaredy cat and chicken. This young man's father had passed away a few years ago and his mother raised him alone. She did her best to make sure he never felt like he was missing out on anything. But now that he was grown up, his mother worried about him a lot. She knew he was intelligent, but she saw how he shrank into the background of every room he entered. If only someone could help my son become more confident, she sighed to herself as she watched him interact with others. One Saturday, the young man went to the nearby park to take a walk and clear his mind. As he strolled along the path, he noticed a small hut nestled between some trees. Curiosity got the better of him and he decided to approach it. To his surprise, an old man was sitting inside the hut. The old man had a long white beard and his eyes twinkled with wisdom. "Hello," said the young man hesitantly. The old man looked up and smiled warmly. "Well, hello there. What brings you to my humble abode?" The young man hesitated for a moment, not knowing what to say. I just needed a walk," he stammered. The old man nodded understandingly. "Ah, yes, I understand. Sometimes a peaceful walk can do wonders for the soul." They talked for a while longer about various topics, and the young man gradually began to feel more at ease. As he shared his thoughts and feelings with the old man, he realized that this was the first time in his life that he had truly opened up to someone. It was as if the old man had a calming presence that put him at ease. Before leaving, the old man handed the young man a small wooden box and said, "This will help you on your journey." The young man took the box with trembling hands and asked, But how will it help me?" The old man smiled mysteriously and replied, "You'll see." Then he turned and walked back into the hut, leaving the young man with more questions than answers. As the young man continued his walk, he opened the box. Inside, he found a note with 3 tasks written on it. The first task was to talk to 10 strangers and ask them about their lives. The second task was to gather all the children in the park and teach them about the importance of water. And the third task was to visit his father's grave and apologize for everything he had done wrong in his lifetime. The young man was both excited and nervous as he began his first task. At first, approaching strangers filled him with dread, but as he started chatting with them, he found himself becoming more comfortable. Each person he spoke to had a unique story to tell, and the young man listened attentively, making mental notes to improve his own life. With each conversation, the young man felt a sense of accomplishment and confidence growing within him. As he ticked off the names on his list, he realized that he had learned as much from the strangers as they had from him. Some of them had overcome incredible obstacles, and their stories inspired him to be more resilient in his own challenges. After completing the first task, the young man moved on to the second task, gathering the children and teaching them about water. As he stood in front of the attentive faces of the children, he felt a surge of excitement. Despite his initial nervousness, he remembered the old man's words. "You'll see." Taking a deep breath, he began his lesson, explaining why water was essential for life and how precious it was. As he spoke, the children's eyes widened with wonder and they listened intently, hanging on to his every word. After the lesson, the children thanked him with shining smiles, and the young man felt a sense of fulfillment he had never experienced before. Not only had he completed his task, but he had also made a positive impact on the young minds around him. As he pondered the last task, a wave of sadness washed over him. He knew that it would be difficult to apologize to his father, not because he didn't admit his mistakes, but because it was impossible. His father had passed away years ago and was now resting in the graveyard. However, he understood that this was the final step in his journey towards self-improvement. So, with a heavy heart, he made his way to the cemetery. As he approached his father's grave, memories flooded his mind. He recalled the love, guidance, and support his father had given him throughout his childhood. He remembered the times when his father had encouraged him to chase his dreams and be the best version of himself. With tears streaming down his face, the young man poured his heart out to his father. He apologized for the times he had been disrespectful and for not making his father proud enough. He admitted his shortcomings and confessed the fears and insecurities he had carried. As he spoke, he felt a weight lifting from his shoulders. It was as if the apology he had been holding on to for so long had finally found its way out. In that moment of vulnerability, the young man felt a sense of peace he had never known before. He realized that although his father was no longer physically present, his love and guidance continued to surround him. The young man returned home feeling lighter and more at peace than ever before. He had completed all 3 tasks, and the sense of accomplishment that came with it was overwhelming. He had faced his fears, helped others, and made amends with his past. As he looked back on his journey, he realized that the old man had been right. The tasks had indeed helped him. He had gained confidence, learned valuable lessons, and found closure. From that day forward, the young man's life took a remarkable turn. He became a successful businessman, but more importantly, he became a confident and happy individual. He had discovered that true strength did not come from physical power or material possessions, but from within. It came from facing one's fears, helping others, and continuously striving to become a better version of oneself. Whenever he encountered challenges, he remembered the words of the wise old man and the stories of the brave strangers he had met. He drew strength from the smiles of the children he had taught and the peace he had found at his father's grave. The young man, his transformation was a testament to the power of facing one's fears and embracing challenges. He had taken the seemingly impossible journey of self-improvement one step at a time. And in doing so, he had not only changed his life, but also touched the lives of those around him. His story became a beacon of hope and inspiration for many, reminding them that even the most daunting tasks were achievable with determination and courage. As the years went by, the young man grew older, but his spirit of adventure and thirst for knowledge never faded. He continued to seek wisdom from various mentors and explore different philosophies and belief systems. He delved into ancient texts, studied under renowned spiritual leaders, and immersed himself in the teachings of great philosophers. Through his relentless pursuit of wisdom, the young man gained a deeper understanding of himself and the world around him. He learned that true intelligence lay not just in accumulating facts, but in applying knowledge to live a meaningful life. He realized that true wealth was not measured in material possessions, but in the richness of one's character and the depth of one's relationships. The young man's journey of self-discovery led him to embrace simplicity. He downsized his living space, letting go of the need for material possessions, and embraced minimalism. He found joy in the little things in life, appreciating the beauty of nature, the warmth of human connection, and the satisfaction of a life well lived. He used his newfound wisdom and inner peace to help others, becoming a mentor and guide to those seeking enlightenment. People from all walks of life sought him out, drawn to his calm demeanor and the depth of his insights. The young man, once plagued by fear and doubt, had become a beacon of light, illuminating the path for others to find their own inner wisdom. His life became a living testament to the transformative power of facing one's fears, embracing challenges, and pursuing wisdom and enlightenment. As he neared the end of his life, the young man looked back with a sense of profound gratitude. He had lived a life filled with purpose, growth, and service to others. He had not only conquered his fears, but had used his experiences to help countless individuals find their own strength and wisdom. His legacy lived on in the lives he had touched, inspiring them to keep moving forward no matter how daunting the challenges might seem. The young man's journey was a reminder that the path to personal growth and enlightenment was a continuous one. It was a call to action for everyone to face their fears, seek wisdom, and strive to make a positive impact on the world. In the tapestry of life, his story was a vibrant thread, weaving a message of hope, resilience, and the pursuit of wisdom for all those who dared to follow their inner calling. And so the tale of the young man who conquered his fears and embraced wisdom continued to be whispered across generations, reminding all who heard it that the greatest adventures often begin with a single step, and that the pursuit of wisdom and enlightenment is a journey that can lead to extraordinary transformations.